You know, I've always believed that the exact moment you make a decision to become extraordinary, truly extraordinary, is the moment your entire life begins to shift. And today, I want to share something with you that has the power to completely reshape your future, your career, your relationships, your confidence, and the way you move through the world. It's not complicated. In fact, it's almost deceptively simple. But don't let that simplicity fool you. This idea is strong enough to transform everything. Here it is. Act as if you are the best. Act as if no one is above you, as if you are already operating at the highest level you can imagine. Now, before your mind jumps to judgment, isn't that arrogant? Isn't that just pretending? Let me set the record straight. This isn't about ego. This isn't about stepping on others or looking down on anyone. It's about elevating yourself to meet the version of you that is already capable, already deserving, already powerful. When I say act as if you are the best, what I mean is adopt the mindset, behaviors, and habits of someone who plays at the top of their game. Raise your standards so high that they pull you upward by their very existence. Expect more from yourself because deep down, you know you're capable of more. Think about any world-class athlete for a moment. Think about a master craftsman who spent years perfecting their art. There's a certain energy they carry, a confidence, a calmness, a certainty. They don't walk around boasting that they're the best. They don't need to. Their presence speaks for them. Their preparation becomes their confidence. They know they've put in the hours, sharpened their skills, and earned their place. That's what I'm talking about. Acting as if you are the best means carrying yourself with that same certainty, that same inner assurance in every room you walk into and in every challenge you face. And yes, I know some of you are thinking, but I'm nowhere near being the best. And I say, so what? The beauty of this principle is that it doesn't require you to already be the best. It simply asks you to behave in alignment with your potential. Because when you act as if you are the best, something incredible begins to unfold. You start to believe it. Your brain starts to accept this new identity. And once belief kicks in, momentum follows. You start operating differently. You speak differently. You think differently. Your choices become stronger. And eventually, through repetition, the belief turns into reality. It is the most powerful self-fulfilling prophecy you can create. Imagine yourself sitting in a job interview. Maybe your hands are shaking a little. Maybe doubt is whispering, you're not good enough. You don't belong here. In that state, how well do you think you will perform? But now imagine walking into the same room with the mindset that you are the single most valuable candidate they could ever hope to find. Imagine speaking about your achievements with clarity and certainty. Imagine knowing in your heart that they would be lucky to hire you. Do you think that energy would change the way they see you? Absolutely. And here's the best part. Even if that particular job doesn't work out, the version of you that showed up in that interview will still remain. You will have practiced confidence. You will have elevated your communication. You will have proven to yourself that you can step into bigger shoes. And that growth pays off again and again in every new opportunity. Let me make something very clear, though. Acting as if you are the best does not mean you stop learning. It does not mean you relax and assume you've already arrived. The true greats, the people who actually sit at the top, are always stretching, always hungry, always evolving. They don't become complacent. They become obsessed with improvement. So when you act as if you are the best, you are also promising yourself that you will do the work necessary to eventually earn that title. You are choosing not just confidence, but excellence. This isn't limited to your work. It applies everywhere. In your relationships, act as if you are the best partner, the best friend, the best parent. How would you show up? How would you speak to the people you love? How would you handle conflict, support their dreams, and show appreciation? In your health, act as if you are already in the best shape of your life. How would you treat your body? What food choices would you make? What routines would you honor? In your finances, act as if you are someone who manages money masterfully. How would you spend? How would you save? How would you plan for tomorrow? And yes, maybe at first it might feel like pretending. It might feel awkward or unnatural. But that's only because you're stepping into a new identity, and new identities take practice. Human beings are adaptable. We become what we repeatedly do. If you consistently act confident, confidence will eventually become who you are. If you consistently make healthy choices, health becomes a lifestyle. If you consistently show up as the person you want to become, that is exactly who you will grow into. So don't think of it as faking. Think of it as rehearsing. Rehearsing for the role of the person you are meant to become. You're not pretending to be someone else. You're practicing being your future self. The best version. The one who is already within you, waiting to be unleashed. Before we fully dive in, I just ask for one small thing. Take a second to like or hype the video if you can. It really helps to reach more people who might need these words today. Thank you. Now let me tell you something else. The world responds to the way you choose to show up. When you carry yourself as if you are the best, when you walk with certainty, speak with conviction, and act like someone whose presence matters, people begin to treat you differently. New doors start to open. Conversations change. Opportunities that once felt out of reach suddenly appear within arm's length. The shift isn't just external, it's deeply internal. This isn't about fooling others into believing something untrue. It's about retraining your own mind to recognize what has always been true, that you are capable of far more than you've allowed yourself to believe. Most of us have been haunted by that little voice of doubt for far too long. The one that whispers, "You're not good enough. You can't do that. Who do you think you are?" That voice didn't come from nowhere. It was shaped by years of self-criticism, by failures that we misunderstood, by people who, even if they meant well, convinced us to stay small, safe, and ordinary. But that voice is not the truth. It is not your identity. It is simply an outdated script. And every time you act as if you are the best, you are rewriting that script. You are slowly but powerfully training your brain to believe in your worth, your talent, and your capacity to do something extraordinary. The beautiful thing about this transformation is that the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. What begins as intentional effort, holding your head a little higher, speaking with more confidence, choosing bold action instead of hesitation, gradually becomes your new default. The performance turns into authenticity. What once felt like an act becomes your new reality. You are no longer pretending to be the best. You are becoming it. Now, let's clear up one more misunderstanding. Acting as if you are the best does not mean acting like you are perfect. It doesn't mean ignoring your flaws or pretending your weaknesses don't exist. In fact, the greatest people in history, in sports, in business, in art, in life, are sharply aware of what they need to improve. But here's the difference. They refuse to let their weaknesses define them. They treat setbacks as lessons. They treat mistakes as fuel. They treat limitations as challenges they are destined to outgrow. When you act as if you are the best, you are declaring a commitment not only to confidence, but also to growth. You're saying, "I expect excellence from myself." And that means being honest about where I need to evolve. That is where the real transformation happens. When confidence and humility work together, you become unstoppable. Here's a secret that might surprise you. The most successful people you admire, the leaders, the innovators, the champions, they didn't wait to feel like the best before they acted like it. They stepped into rooms before they felt ready. They shared ideas before they had every detail figured out. They carried themselves with a quiet, grounded belief that said, "I belong here. I have something valuable to offer." And that belief created a ripple effect. People responded to their energy. They earned opportunities not just through skill, but through presence. Their confidence inspired others to believe in them too. So take a moment and imagine how your life would change if you truly believed not just on your best days, but every single day, that you are the best at what you do. How would you handle tough situations? How would you walk into important conversations? How would you treat yourself and the people around you? That is the real power of this principle. It is not only about achievements and external victories, though those often come as a result. It is about reshaping the way you experience life. It is about becoming the kind of person who naturally rises above challenges, naturally attracts success, and naturally lives with purpose, passion, and fulfillment. So I challenge you, starting right now, to begin living with that mindset. Act as if you are the best. Act as if no one is more deserving than you, not from arrogance, but from a deep, unshakable belief in the greatness that already exists within you. When a challenge appears, ask yourself, how would the best version of me respond to this? When you're preparing to speak, to lead, to create, remind yourself, I am the right person for this moment. And when you work on your goals, approach them with the expectation that you are capable of doing them better than they have ever been done before. And most importantly, don't wait. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfection. Don't wait until you feel ready, because that day may never come. The greatest people who have ever lived did not wait until they had silenced every fear or questioned every doubt. They acted as if they were ready, and by acting, they became ready. Start now. Start with what you have. Start exactly where you are. Because once you choose to carry yourself like the best, the world will begin to agree. So my friends, I want to encourage you with every ounce of belief I have in you to act as if you are the best. Act as if no one out there is more capable, more deserving, or more prepared than you. Do that, and watch how your life begins to transform right in front of your eyes. But here's something that might surprise you. This principle of acting as if you're the best isn't just about your personal success. It is also about lifting up everyone around you. When you elevate your standards, when you commit to bringing excellence into every area of your life, you create a powerful ripple effect. People close to you feel that energy, and they rise to match it. Greatness is contagious. Think back to a moment when you were in the presence of someone who simply radiated confidence, someone who moved with certainty, communicated with clarity, and lived with a sense of purpose. Being around someone like that inspires you. It makes you want to sharpen your skills, improve your effort, and bring your best self forward. That is exactly the kind of influence you can have on others when you act as if you are the best. You become a shining example of possibility. You become someone who gives others permission to step into their own greatness. You become the kind of person who raises the bar, not just for yourself, but for everyone who crosses your path. And here's where the magic deepens. When you act as if you are the best, you start to see the best in others as well. You begin to recognize talent, celebrate excellence, and appreciate potential wherever it shows up. That is how you build environments filled with achievers, whether it's your workplace, your community, or your own family. You become a leader who sees greatness in others and brings it to the surface. Now I can already hear the question, but what if I fail? What if I show up boldly and fall flat? Let me tell you something important. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a vital ingredient of success. Every great champion, every innovator, every leader has faced setbacks, not once, but countless times. Acting as if you are the best doesn't mean you'll never stumble. It means that when you stumble, you'll choose to get back up with the resilience and confidence of someone who knows they are destined to grow. The truly great aren't scared of falling. They are scared of never trying. They are scared of living a life of regret, wondering, what could I have become if I had believed in myself? So when you act as if you are the best, you give yourself permission to take risks, to stretch your limits, to chase what others might call impossible. And through that courage, you redefine what is possible. Let's talk about comparison for a moment. In today's world, especially with social media, It's incredibly easy to get trapped in the cycle of measuring yourself against everyone else's highlight reel. You scroll through perfect pictures, perfect achievements, perfect results, and you start to wonder if you're falling behind. But when you act as if you are the best, that comparison game ends. You stop looking sideways and start looking forward. You realize that your only real competition is the person you were yesterday. You become focused on your own evolution, your own growth, your own pace, your own journey. And that's exactly when extraordinary things begin to happen. You stop chasing other people's standards and start creating your own. Now let's be very clear. Acting as if you are the best does not mean becoming comfortable or stagnant. It doesn't mean believing you've already reached the peak. In fact, it demands the opposite. The greatest performers, in the ones who consistently win, who consistently lead, who consistently make history, are never satisfied with yesterday's excellence. They stay hungry, they stay curious, they keep sharpening their craft, they keep pushing their boundaries. So when you act as if you are the best, you are also promising yourself that you will never stop improving. You're saying, yes, I'm the best, and I'm going to become even better. That is how good becomes great, and great becomes legendary. Let's take a moment to talk about mindset, because everything, absolutely everything, begins in the mind. Your mindset is like the operating system that runs your life. It determines how you interpret challenges, how you approach opportunities, how you respond to adversity. When you act as if you are the best, you are upgrading that operating system. You're installing a mindset of abundance, possibility, and growth. Suddenly, where others see barriers, you see pathways. Where others see problems, you see solutions waiting to be created. And mindset doesn't just change you, it spreads. When you show up with excellence as your default setting, that energy spills into every part of your life. Your relationships get stronger, your health improves, your finances grow, your happiness rises. Why? Because you're now asking a different question. How can I do this at the highest level? Now I want to share a powerful secret with you, something that the most successful people I know do every single day, often before the rest of the world has even opened its eyes. Each morning, before they dive into their tasks, before they answer messages, before they let the noise of the world distract them, they take a few moments to visualize themselves at their absolute best. They imagine themselves performing at a high level, accomplishing their goals, handling challenges with ease, and living the kind of life they dream about. This isn't idle daydreaming. This is mental rehearsal. It is training the mind. It is programming the subconscious for success. When you visualize yourself showing up as the best version of you, your brain starts to believe that this is the standard. And once your mind believes it, your actions begin to reflect it. So I encourage you, try this tomorrow morning. Take just a couple of minutes to close your eyes and see yourself moving through your day with confidence, with competence, and with clarity. See yourself conquering obstacles, stepping boldly into opportunities, and leaving every environment better than you found it. Do this consistently, and you will be amazed at how naturally you begin to step into that identity. Now let's talk about something equally powerful: your language. The words you speak, both to yourself and to others, shape your reality. When you decide to act as if you are the best, your language must evolve to match that belief. Replace "I'll try" with "I will." Replace "I hope" with "I know." Replace "I can't" with "How can I?" These may feel like tiny adjustments, but they represent a massive shift in mindset. From uncertainty to certainty, from passivity to ownership, from limitation to possibility. And here's the remarkable thing. When you speak with the confidence of someone who believes they are the best, you inspire others to elevate their language too. Your words can lift people. They can spark enthusiasm. They can awaken ambition. Use that power with intention, with kindness, and with purpose. Now let's clear up a common misconception. Acting as if you are the best does not mean being perfect. Perfection is a trap, a mirage that paralyzes progress. The goal is not flawlessness. The goal is excellence. Excellence means doing your best with what you have today, learning from the experience, and then doing even better tomorrow. The greatest performers in the world are not great because they never make mistakes. They are great because mistakes never stop them. They see errors as data, as lessons, as stepping stones. They know that every setback carries information that can fuel their next breakthrough. When you act as if you are the best, you're not saying, "I'll never fail." You're saying, "If I fail, I will fail forward." And that brings us to habits, the quiet architecture of success. Your habits define who you become far more than any single moment ever will. They are the small choices repeated daily that slowly build your character and shape your destiny. When you act as if you are the best, you naturally begin to adopt the habits of excellence. You start making decisions with purpose. You become more disciplined with your time, more intentional with your focus, and more protective of your energy. You stop entertaining distractions that bring no value to your future. And here's the beautiful part. Once habits take root, they stop feeling like effort. What once required motivation becomes automatic. That is how acting like the best gradually turns into being the best, through consistent habits that align with your highest potential. Finally, let's address something many people struggle with: humility. Some worry that acting as if they are the best is somehow arrogant or self-centered. But true humility is not about diminishing yourself. It's about recognizing your gifts without exaggeration or apology. It's about understanding that excellence is your responsibility, not your ego. The most humble individuals I've ever met are also the most exceptional at what they do. They don't brag, they don't shout, they don't need to. Their results speak on their behalf. They are secure enough in their own value that they freely acknowledge greatness in others. So when you act as if you are the best, you are actually embracing real humility. You are saying, "I have something unique to offer, and I will develop it fully, not just for me, but for the contribution I can make to the world." You are stepping into your purpose. You are choosing to honor your potential. You are becoming someone who not only reaches their own level of greatness, but helps others rise to theirs. You act as if you are the best, not to be above others, but to bring the best out of yourself and to lift others along the way. Let's take a moment to talk about leadership. Whether you hold a formal title or not, every single day you have the opportunity to lead, by example, through your actions, and by the way you carry yourself. When you act as if you are the best, you naturally step into a leadership role. Confidence and competence are magnetic. People are drawn to those who walk with clarity and purpose. They respect those who appear grounded in their vision and committed to making it real. By acting as if you are the best, you position yourself as someone people can trust, someone they can follow, someone who lights the way forward, in your home, in your community, and in your workplace. And here's something deeply important about leadership. It's not about having every answer. It's about being willing to ask the right questions. It's about being open enough to find the best solutions, even when those solutions come from others. When you act as if you are the best, you don't shut out other voices. You welcome collaboration. You invite ideas. You aren't threatened by excellence outside of you. You embrace it because you are secure in your own ability, and that security gives you the freedom to champion the greatness around you. Now let's address something that holds many people back: fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of success, fear of stepping into the unknown. Fear is one of the strongest forces keeping people from acting as if they are the best. But here's the truth about fear. It's just a feeling, a signal that you are stepping outside the familiar. And that is exactly where growth lives. Acting as if you are the best doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means you learn to move with it, to keep going despite it, to understand that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to act while fear is whispering in your ear. You acknowledge the fear and rise anyway. Think about the ripple effect of that choice. When you show up at your highest level consistently, your actions create waves far beyond what you can see. Your excellence inspires others to reach higher. It disrupts mediocrity. It raises standards in every environment you touch. Now think about how this applies to your relationships. When you act as if you are the best partner, the best friend, the best family member, not perfect but committed, everything changes. You listen with more intention. You communicate with more love. You show up fully with presence and purpose. You breathe life into the connections that matter most. Let's talk about resilience. Life will challenge you. That's a guarantee. But when you act as if you are the best, you build a strength that doesn't crumble at the first sign of adversity. You start seeing challenges as chances to grow, not reasons to give up. Setbacks become temporary, not defining. You bounce back quicker because deep down, you know the journey doesn't end in inconvenience. You trust in your ability to overcome. Consider how this mindset transforms your decision-making. When you act as if you are the best, you make decisions from a place of clarity, not insecurity or panic. You stop chasing short-term comfort and start prioritizing long-term value. You choose the paths that align with your highest standards, your biggest goals, and your true identity. Speaking of standards, when you act as if you are the best, those standards rise naturally. Good is no longer acceptable. Average is no longer an option. Excellence becomes your baseline. In your work, in your relationships, in how you maintain your environment, every detail begins to reflect the level at which you've chosen to operate. Now let's explore health and well-being. When you see yourself as the best, you treat your body with respect. You nourish it. You move it. You rest it. You recognize that your physical condition fuels your ability to think clearly, act boldly, and live fully. You begin to prioritize the habits that keep you capable, strong, and energized. And what about creativity? When you act as if you are the best, you give yourself permission to break barriers, to think bigger, to innovate rather than imitate. You stop holding back ideas out of fear that they might not be good enough. You take risks. You create. You express. You tap into potential you never knew you had because you finally stop censoring your imagination. Let's talk about focus. Excellence requires attention. When you act as if you are the best, your focus sharpens. You stop wasting energy on trivial drama and distractions that pull you from your purpose. You keep your eye on what matters. You channel your time and effort into the actions that move you closer to the life you're building. And that brings us to one final key area this mindset transforms: your time management. When you act as if you are the best, you start to treat your time like the precious, limited resource it truly is. You stop giving your hours away to activities that drain you, delay you, or diminish you. You start investing your time, not spending it. Every minute counts because you understand that your life is built from how you use the time you have right now. When you act as if you are the best, you begin to value your time as the rare, irreplaceable asset that it truly is. You become deliberate with your days. You stop gifting hours to distractions, excuses, or empty habits. Instead, you prioritize the activities that move you forward, the routines that fuel your growth, and the work that builds your future. You start treating every minute like an investment, one that must yield results, one that must strengthen who you're becoming. Now let's talk about emotional intelligence. When you act as if you are the best, you heighten your awareness, not only of your own emotions, but of the emotions of those around you. You navigate challenges with calmness, sensitivity, and clarity. You communicate thoughtfully. You listen deeply. You begin to understand people on a level that inspires trust and connection. This emotional mastery becomes one of your greatest strengths, a tool that enhances both your personal relationships and your professional influence. Consider how this mindset transforms your approach to learning. When you act as if you are the best, you don't become complacent. You become curious. You become hungry for new knowledge. new skills, new ideas. You understand that in a world changing faster than ever, the ability to learn, adapt, and evolve is what separates those who rise from those who fade. Acting like the best drives you to seek continuous education, not because you lack knowledge, but because you value growth. Now look at the impact on your financial life. When you operate from the belief that you are the best, you adopt a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. You make decisions with confidence. You don't chase money, you direct it with purpose. You start viewing money not as something to fear or hoard, but as a tool for creation, a resource to build opportunity, freedom, and meaningful contribution. Let's take a moment to emphasize consistency. Acting as if you are the best is not a one-time performance. It's a lifestyle. It's the choice to show up with excellence day after day, even when you're tired, even when you're unsure, even when the motivation isn't there. Consistency compounds. Small daily actions become monumental achievements over time. Excellence practiced repeatedly becomes a habit, and habits shape destiny. Think about how this affects your ability to handle criticism. When you act as if you are the best, criticism does not crush you, it sharpens you. You're able to separate constructive feedback from negativity. You take what helps you grow and release what holds no value. Instead of being threatened by critique, you use it as fuel to improve, refine, elevate. Now let's explore collaboration. Acting as if you are the best doesn't make you competitive in a negative way. It makes you collaborative in a powerful way. You're no longer intimidated by the success of others. You celebrate it. You recognize that combining diverse strengths, ideas, and perspectives leads to breakthroughs that no one individual could achieve alone. You help those around you rise, and together you reach heights that once seemed unattainable. And what about personal growth? When you act as if you are the best, you don't stay inside the comfort zone. You push beyond it. You willingly step into challenges that stretch you. You pursue experiences that develop your character. You understand that comfort is the enemy of progress. Growth starts where familiarity ends, and you choose growth every time. Let's talk about stress. When you act as if you are the best, your relationship with stress changes. You stop seeing stress as a warning to retreat and start seeing it as a signal that you are leveling up. Stress becomes a companion of ambition, not an enemy. You learn to remain poised under pressure. You learn to breathe through chaos. You learn to stay clear and focused even when the stakes are high. Now let's return to one of the most powerful tools of success: visualization. Acting as if you are the best strengthens your ability to see the future you're building. You create a vivid mental picture of success, and that vision becomes your map. It keeps you determined on the tough days. It reminds you why you started. It turns your goals into something tangible, something your mind believes is inevitable. And here's something beautiful. This mindset has a profound effect on your ability to inspire others. Your confidence, your passion, your relentless dedication. They radiate into every room you enter. People are encouraged by your presence. They feel capable because you make capability seem reachable. Without even realizing it, you become a role model, a living example of what striving for excellence looks like. Let's talk about problem solving. When you act as if you are the best, you don't waste time on excuses or complaints. You face problems with creativity, determination, and optimism. While others are stuck explaining why something can't be done, you're already finding the path forward. You become known as the person who gets results, the one who finds solutions where others see obstacles. And finally, consider how all of this shapes your personal brand, the reputation others hold of you when you're not in the room. When you act as if you are the best, people begin to associate you with excellence, integrity, ability, and reliability. Confidence becomes your signature. High standards become your identity, and opportunities begin to find you because your name represents excellence before you even arrive. Let's take a moment to explore the impact of this mindset on your ability to set and achieve goals. When you act as if you are the best, you don't set small, timid goals that keep you comfortable. You set bold, ambitious targets that push you to grow. You become intentional about what you want and unwavering about following through. You understand that goals are not wishes or hopeful ideas. They are commitments you make to yourself. And because you carry the identity of someone who wins, you build the discipline, focus, and resilience required to make those goals real. Now let's talk about authenticity. Acting as if you are the best does not mean pretending to be someone you're not. It means stepping fully into who you are capable of being. It means aligning your actions with your deepest values, speaking your truth with confidence, and allowing your unique strengths to shine. There is nothing fake about this. In fact, it is the most honest version of you. You are not trying to imitate others. You are bringing your greatness forward. Consider the effect this has on your ability to network and build relationships. When you act as if you are the best, you approach new connections with confidence, not desperation. You show up with genuine curiosity and respect. You don't look at people through the lens of what can I get? You ask, how can I contribute? That mindset makes people trust you, admire you, and want to be part of your journey. The relationships you build become stronger, deeper, and more meaningful. Now think about success itself. When success arrives, and it will, acting as if you are the best prepares you to handle it with grace. You don't allow achievements to inflate your ego or make you complacent. Instead, each victory becomes a stepping stone, a reminder that greater heights are waiting. You remain grounded, grateful, and driven to keep leveling up. Let's shift to something even bigger, your legacy. When you act as if you are the best, you stop thinking only about short-term wins. You begin to ask questions like, what will I be remembered for? Whose lives will I impact? What positive change can I leave behind? Your decisions become more intentional, more meaningful. You start building something that outlasts you. Now, let's examine your ability to forgive, both others and yourself. When you act as if you are the best, you realize that holding on to anger, grudges, or self-blame only wastes your energy. The best do not live in the past. They learn from it and move forward. You forgive quickly because you understand that your future deserves more of your attention than old wounds do. And then there is gratitude, one of the most empowering states of mind. When you see yourself as someone destined for greatness, you develop a deep appreciation for your journey, your opportunities, and the people who support you. Gratitude becomes your fuel. It keeps your perspective positive, your heart open, and your motivation strong, even on challenging days. Now consider how this mindset influences your ability to adapt to change. Acting as if you are the best makes you flexible and forward-thinking. You understand that change is not a threat. It is a doorway to new possibility. You learn to pivot with confidence, to evolve quickly, and to embrace the unknown with curiosity instead of fear. In a rapidly changing world, this adaptability becomes one of your most valuable advantages. Let's talk about purpose. When you act as if you are the best, your inner mission becomes clearer. You start to see how your talents and passions are meant to contribute to something bigger. You begin living with intention, guided by a sense of meaning that energizes everything you do. Now think about your ability to create balance in your life. Acting as if you are the best does not mean sacrificing your well-being or relationships for a single area of achievement. It means striving for excellence in all the areas that matter: your work, your health, your relationships, your personal growth, your spiritual life. You work to create harmony, to nurture every dimension of who you are, because true greatness is well-rounded. And finally, let's look at the impact on your ability to mentor others. When you act as if you are the best, people naturally look to you for guidance. You become someone worth learning from. You freely share your wisdom, your experiences, and your encouragement. You help others rise. And in doing so, You deepen your own mastery. Leadership and growth become a shared experience. Most people will never get this far. Most people give up long before the finish. But you're here. That means you're already ahead of the majority, already proving you have what it takes to be extraordinary. Comment, "I belong with the great," if you're claiming your place among the driven, the disciplined, the unstoppable. Say it proudly, because greatness recognizes greatness. Remember, only you decide how limitless you are.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share your thoughts in the comments, and share this video with others. For more content like this, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the bell icon. Thanks for watching.